Well, we just watched Turkey win impressively against Montenegro, and now you can see it's unbeaten Belarus against the Czech Republic. And for my money, there hasn't been a team that's been better than Belarus, although they were a tad fortunate at their opener against Italy, winning that game going to overtime. But they seem to have used that victory as a launch pad for a potential title run here at the EuroBasket Women. Remember, these French fans are looking on, getting ready to watch their team later tonight. The team that wins the EuroBasket Women will qualify for the Olympics directly, and the teams that finish second, third, fourth, and fifth will be going to the FIBA Women's Olympic qualifying tournament. As it is here in Group E, Turkey, after that win, are now at the top. You carry over wins from the previous round against teams that also advanced. And now Belarus, if they can win here, they will actually go back to the top. France could also join them later with the win since they brought over a couple of wins. So it's all happening. I'm Jeff Taylor, and this is Lloyd Gardner. Lloyd, things went according to plan for me in the first game. I figured Turkey would be good, and in this one, I see it as a decisive win for Belarus, but maybe you could give me some reasons to think that the Czech Republic can cause an upset.
Well, I'll tell you why. The Czech Republic have all the pieces. You know, they've got some great pieces to the puzzle. The question is, can they put it all together?
Well, the teams are being introduced here to the crowd, to the fans here in the Present. Anastasia Verminka there just slapped hands with Anatoly Boyovsky, and you just saw Yelena Lushenko and Lindsay Harding. And really those are probably the three key players for Belarus, along with Katsiarina Snitsina. It's a veteran team. It's a team that's been there. Some of the players have played at the Olympics in 2008. You see Snitsina third from the right. Liktorovic also has been key. It's a very, very good team. And the question I have is, can anybody beat this team? Because they've got it all, especially with the naturalization of Lindsay Harding.
Well, as I said, the Czechs have the pieces to be a really good team. You know, they've got a veteran point guard in Veronika Bortolova who's been playing well. They've got great perimeter shooting in the form of Katerina Eletova. They've got size on the inside with the combo with Hanyshova, Bagirova, and Vesela. But they just haven't put it together yet. You know, they really have been disappointing. The game against the Montenegro was just a non-factor. And then from that point forward, it's been good for 10 minutes, bad for 10 minutes. Good for 20 minutes, bad for 20 minutes. They're yet to put together a complete performance.
Well, it's a rematch, actually, the semifinal back in 2010 of the FIBA Women's World Championship, a game that the Czechs won. But now we're going to have the playing of the national anthems, starting with Belarus. So now the national anthem of the Czech Republic. So Jana Vesela and the Czech Republic, well, she's been an important player over the years, going to go up against Belarus and Yelena Luchenko. More on that later. Serbia, Denmark, and Hungary have the referees for tonight's game. Yasmina Juris, Maj Kazuko, and Jair Kapitani. Now, Belarus's roster, I don't think there's any question in my mind right now who the best player in the tournament is, and it's Yelena Luchenko. She's dominant. Okay, she will miss the odd shot, but I'll tell you what, you are going to know you've been in a war by the time you've played 40 minutes against this Belarus team. She wears number 11, and parting to her right has been a huge addition. Likarovic has upped her game. It's a Belarus team. The starting five really does not play second fiddle to anybody in this tournament. As for the Czech Republic, well, Lloyd.
Yeah, well, the key players, they have two of them. There's Karina Aletova and Elena Hanyashova. Those two have been the dominant offensive force for the Czech Republic. Hanyashova's shown a new dimension to her game. She's scored double figures in every contest so far. And Karina Aletova, every time she plays well is when the Czechs look good. She had a couple of really big games. That's when they played their best. You know, against Montenegro, especially when they lost by nearly 20 on the opening day. That's when she struggled. There we see Hanyashova said she's got double figures every game, 5th leading scorer in this tournament. You know, the inside-outside player she is. She can hit the three, she can post up, but today she's going to have a difficult battle against that front line from Belarus.
And you saw also Popova. Popova is been a real surprise package for this team. And you better believe that Lubor Blazek knows that she can score the points.
Teams come into the benches then. It's been this will be an entertaining contest. The front line from Belarus, the Twin Towers, the pair of them in Veremienko and Lushenko will be a difficult matchup. And one of the big things for the Czechs that they've struggled with is foul problems. But Grover is their starting center, has fouled out of 3 of the 5 games. In the other one, she was in foul trouble. So she needs to stay out foul trouble for the Czechs because they like to go to the big lineup. They like to play 3 bigs together with Vesela, Hanyashova, and Begrova. But if Begrova gets into foul trouble the way that she has, and really, you've got to say, there haven't been good fouls that she's been giving up. She goes out, and without her on the floor, the Czechs are going to struggle. They're not a great rebounding team, the Czech Republic. And without her on the floor, they become even smaller, and they'll struggle even more against this huge front line from Belarus.
Well, we saw Belarus take on this Czech team. I mentioned a while ago, Vesela was in that team, as well as Elhotova in 2010 at the Women's World Championship back in 2010. Of course, Petechkova has retired just only recently from the international game. And that's, so this is kind of like a new era almost, even though you've still got some old standbys as well as Bergerova. It's a new time, and it's time for people to step up for the Czechs.
Yeah, they're missing Kulachova as well on the inside. That really does hurt them with the inside finishing. And like we said, when Begrova gets into foul trouble, she's another body that can play on the inside. Without her here, it really does have a hole missing for the Czechs.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the EuroBasket Women 2015 Group E game. Belarus and the Czech Republic. Czech Republic advancing in Group A and taking that third spot. Belarus, of course, winning Group B unbeaten. And Yelena Luchenko is guarded by Brogrova. Trying to keep her out and forces a turnover. Held her ground, just kind of slid over into position, and Luchenko couldn't hold on to it. Bortolova now has come back to the national team. She didn't play last year. Elhotova goes inside and puts it up and in. And surprisingly, Vermainka didn't step in there and try to block the shot.
Well, I think it was a quick move, caught everybody by surprise. Known as a shooter, often likes to pull up off the dribble. That time, it's over all the way to the ring.
Svitsina now is going to launch a three and drills it. So Svitsina, just one of those experienced players, the Belarus team.
Well, the three-point shooting for Belarus, perhaps more than any other team, is a weapon. They have to shoot well, and they make a lot from beyond the three-point line. Really stretch the defense.
Well, that three-pointer, the jump shot stays out. Harding is, boy, they had a weakness at point guard last year, Belarus, and now with Harding there, they're much more formidable. Vermainka tried the long jumper, and it was looking a little lackadaisical defensively here early. Viktorovic chasing Elhotova. Elhotova played for Prague, the early women winners this season. 5 on the shot clock, Bortolova, and that was short. Now Harding, she'll push it up as quickly as possible. She goes straight at it, and she gets a free throw. And Bortolova, yeah, she kind of slid into her just there at the end.
I think the arms came down as well. Yeah, that's what the referee saw. You mentioned, though, we both got the chance to see Belarus play at the World Championships last year, and the addition of Harding has just made such a difference to them as well. Don't forget that Luchenko's come back in. She didn't play last year, but those two players have just changed the dynamic of this team so much.
Yeah, Luchenko played, but not Vermainka. Vermainka had a baby, and she's only been playing Vermainka for 2 months. So really, and I said this at the start of group play, she fails with the free throw there. At the start of this tournament, I was like, maybe Belarus can only go so far if Vermainka doesn't recover her former form. Now a steal by Svitsina, and that's a bad turnover for the Czechs. They look really shaky. And now forcing it inside to Viktorovic. Good hustle by the Czechs to recover that time, but they've got to be able to bring the ball up the floor. Here's another look at it.
Good D from Hanyashova. I've been impressed with her. She played really well. Big shots she's hit throughout the tournament, either from long range or in the low post.
Bortolova drives in, and Luchenko collects one of the many rebounds that she's going to grab today. Turnover. So Hanyashova brings it up for the Czechs. Talk about a player, if she can really raise her game. And now another turnover, and quite frankly, this is the sloppiest start to a basketball game that I've seen here at this EuroBasket Women.
Well, unfortunately, this sums up the Czech Republic at various times. When they are flowing, they are very, very good because they have some great players. There's 5 players from this team play for Prague that won the EuroLeague. But it's very disjointed at the moment. They haven't put it together as a unit yet.
Svitsina has already hit 1 3. Now she gets it to Luchenko where she can do some damage. And Luchenko misses, but follows it up, misses. And those are shots that she would expect to make, and Bujoski, the Belarus coach, would expect her to make. Nice drive inside by Hanyashova.
Yeah, and that's what she's been doing. I'm really impressed, with her versatile play. She's hit the perimeter shot throughout Group A, so now the drive is opening up.
Harding, a one-handed pass over there to Vermainka, and good quick hands from Elhotova. And really, Belarus look about as flat as they have looked in this entire competition right now.
This is an experienced Czech team, though, don't forget. They've been there, they've done it before. They've played this team, yeah, minus Harding, absolutely, but they've still played against Belarus before. They won't hold a lot of fear for them.
But interestingly, they did play twice in the preparations for this event. And you can never, with the preparations.
Yeah, both of those close games, though. Belarus won them both, but it shows you the level of the Czech Republic. They lost by 2 and they lost by 4.
Grova on the baseline, no good. And Harding chases it down. So you think the Czechs might have gained some confidence from those meetings?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, like I said, this is an experienced Czech team. Czech Republic have been to the quarterfinal stages five of the last 6 European Championships. So, you know, this stage of the competition is they're there regularly. They know how to advance.
And interestingly, both of these teams exited at the qualifications for quarterfinal stages last year at the World Championship. Of course, they weren't really, certainly Belarus weren't full strength. We've got a couple of changes now. Portalova goes out, and in her place Bartonova, who's an exciting point guard. And coming in for Belarus is Popova, one of the big surprises for this team. And Vermainka puts up the long 3, and she's just got a special player, isn't she?
Well, we said the 3-point shooting for Belarus. They've got a number of weapons. Already 6 of their 7 coming from beyond the 3-point line.
Bartonova wins the pass to Grova, and she puts it up off the glass.
Grova, when she's on the floor, she picks up points. She produces, but she's got to stay out of foul trouble.
Harding, another one-handed pass back to Vermainka, this time off the front of the rim. And Vesela, who's been pretty quiet so far offensively. She's also a player that's prone to hit the big shot or make the big play. But they're going to Hanyasova, and that was short. Now over to Liktorovic, left wide open. And the Czechs seem content to leave those Belarusian jump shooters open right now. Try to seal off the middle, perhaps. Vesela drives in, a little bit too hard. Zyuskova is going to check in for either Harding or Liktorovic. Liktorovic puts it on the ground, gets inside, puts up a crazy shot off the side of the backboard. And now she's chasing Vesela. Bartonova for 3. Well, she got a lot of rim there, but it stayed out.
Struggling offensively. The positives they'll take is defensively they've been strong so far. You know, again, opening group, this was the struggle for them, keeping people out.
Popova back to Harding for the jumper. Go!
Again, good defense in the Czech Republic. That's just better offense. You know, Harding, a tough shot, a pull up, hands in the face though. She just has the ability to knock it down.
Polishenko also going to get back in the game with Zyuskova. And so back to a 9-8 lead now for Belarus. Setsine on the baseline, saw shot but stays out. Nobody there. No Lashenka under the glass yet. Bartonova looks for an opening. And really, you wouldn't be able to tell at this stage that Belarus were the team that cruised to 3 wins in as many games in the group phase first round, and the Czech Republic, you know, kind of limped into this round because they look pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, and limping is the correct term. I mean, they really had to battle against Romania on the final day to seal their qualification, but the substitution they just had, Stejskalova, is a difference maker for them coming off the bench. You know?
Well, Harding hits the jump shot, and 5 points now. That's 2 jump shots that Lindsey Harding has made. Now Bartonova, Elhotova, beautiful release in the lane, and she's showing herself to be a little bit more assertive for this Czech team. It's been like a secret weapon. Lindsey Harding And again, she really was not the #1 option offensively in Oradea, so this just goes to show how many weapons they've got.
That's the difference, isn't it? The Belarusian team from a year ago, she steps in now when they're struggling.
Oh, beautiful handoff from Bergova. And Elhotova just takes it to the rack.
I think there's a change in the guards with the Czechs as well. Hotova now, very much a leader, as is Hanyashova on this team.
Well, Lashenka takes it up high. Now she's going to back up Bergova. No, she's going to pass it back outside to Popova. She goes to work against Vesela, puts up a crazy shot, and the ball was going out of bounds. Lashenka saved it, but into the hands of Vesela. Now Bartonova inside to Vesela, and she goes up and has a chance for a three-point play. And Bujalski has seen enough. He's going to call a timeout. So with 1:10 remaining here in the opening quarter, but Bujalski calling the timeout with 1:10 remaining in the quarter. And Harding has the 7 points, but it does seem to be a flat Belarus, certainly from what I saw in Oradea, and a much better Czech Republic than I expected to see. Elhotova with the 6 points, and Vesela with the 2 question marks there.
As we said, you know, this Czech team has the pieces. It has everything you would want. You know, point guard, yep, check. It's got good point guards that aren't going to turn it over. They can pass. Does it have size? Yes. Does it have people that can finish on the inside? Yes. Does it have shooters? Yes. So everything's there you'd want. It's just, you know, they haven't been playing well. That's the bottom line.
Do they play defense? Yes. Sometimes.
In this first quarter, yes. And that's, again, you know, the other point, that in this first quarter, they've done a great job. Even the scores that Harding's got, she's had to work for those baskets. You know, they would shots that, as a coach of the Czech Republic,
you would like to give away.
Yeah, you'd be saying, okay, she's made the shot. If she continues to make them, then maybe we lose. But we're not going to let her go off on layups and easy scores.
Well, that's a three-point play for Vesela. And the Czechs now up 15-13.
No Harding on the floor for Belarus. Where is the offense going to come from now?
Well, Yeleshenka, why not? She's come out firmly focused. And don't forget how good Ziaskova is. She is a bulldog out there for Belarus. And let's see if she brings a little bit of intensity. She's moving her feet on defense against Bartonova. Now Elhotova has it, puts it on the deck. Bartonova from the corner. Hello, the Czechs have arrived.
Bartonova sat out a game in the Group A because she was sick and she was not herself, you know, really below par in her performances. She's into the game early here. It seems like, you know, she's recovered now.
Well, when she played at the EuroBasket Women in 2009, they called her up, and a lot of veterans weren't there. She had flashes of really good play, but never really developed to the point where people expected. Maybe she is now. Popova drives in, gets it back, and she steps out of bounds. No, a foul was called on Vesela, trying to play defense and must have bumped into her. So that's a difficult foul to give away for Vesela. Well, she had her hand on her. I'm not sure there was a push, but she definitely had her hand on her. So you can see why the referee would have called that. Now, Lashenka, the second time, hits the jumper.
I think you can see the strategy of the Czechs. They're going to pack in the inside. They're going to take it away. They're going to say, okay, let's see if you can make enough jump shots to beat us.
Oh, what a pass. And Elhotova, the mid-range there, missed it on the baseline at the end of the quarter, and Ziaskova's shot came well after the buzzer. So, at the end of a intriguing first quarter here, the Czech Republic lead it 18-17. So look at the game statistics, Lloyd. Anything jump out at you there?
No, well, it's relatively even. As we said, Belarus, they'll rely on the three-point shot, 2 of 3 in the early going. And you know, the way the Czechs set their stall out in the first quarter, it might be, you know, it might well be that they've decided the way to possibly win this game is to give up the jump shot to Belarus. You know, still try and challenge it, but make sure, you know, it's the jump shot rather than the inside force of Luchenko and Veremenko that beats them. The other key battle, really, the Czechs, it's 9 apiece on the boards. Czechs come in averaging, you know, they're 18th out of the 20 teams in rebounding. They did a really bad job considering the players that they have, the personnel rebounding in the first group. So that's something to keep an eye on. If they can rebound really well, then it gives them the platform, and that's what often, you know, is good for your defense.
Basically, the Czech Republic are the team with the 12 points in the paint, and just 6 for Belarus. Stejlikova's checked into the game. Stejlkova, number 5. Now Elhotova again goes in, and this time Likorovic just reaches in and takes it away from her. But again, good aggressive play from Elhotova. And inside, Lashenka was pulled down by Hanyasova, and Hanyasova would have hurt her hand on Lashenka's face. A little bit of pain, so she comes out of the game with her right hand. That's not a good development.
I'm not sure how it happened. They both came out holding, you know, being hurt though. Lashenka on the side of her face and Hanyashova, I don't know whether she got it cut or in the mouth or something.
Well, Lashenka, having been relatively quiet early on and missing a shot, you see her averages 14.8 points in the tournament. She made both free throws. And she has increased her tally. So she's got 6 points. And the long one no good. Lashenka with the rebound. Likorovic. Now Harding open for 3. Good! Boy, she has come out firing today on all cylinders. And just like that, 22 is the tally. And Harding now has got a game-high 7 points. Stejlkova! Stejlkova, rather. Drills the jumper.
Yeah, she's a difference, mate. Like off the bench, she gives a good scoring punch. She's already had a couple of games in double figures.
Well, the Czechs have a reputation for being able to hit that jump shot, and they tried to force it there. Lashenka couldn't get it. And then she had about 3 players around her. Elhotova drives in, and Likorovic or Veremenko, one of them has gotten the foul. And it is Likorovic. So Barnova, having played well, is coming out of the game, and she gets the applause there you see from the head coach. Trofimova looks on pensively, and Elhotova is at the line. It's interesting that as you look at the tally here, sitting in the press conference with the Turkey coach after their game previously, he was talking about the young players and getting them to understand the responsibility that they've got to carry Turkey. Offensive foul called against Lashenka, setting an illegal screen there. Now, going back to that point, talking about the young players trying to step up, the Turkey coach talking about it, you know, when I see Elhotova, it seems like the message is getting through to her. She seems to really start to be asserting herself a little bit more here. Stejlkova, I'll get it right eventually, misses that one. Snitsina loses control of it. seconds to go. Harding pulls up for another jumper. Follows the shot. Back outside. She hustles back out to collect it from Lashenka. And we've also got the backup center in now for the Czechs. The fast pass to Virmenka, and the Czechs fell asleep right at the end of the shot clock.
Stejčková got knocked to the floor, and they all tried to rotate, but couldn't do it quite quickly enough. Good feed, though.
Well, Kamila Stepanova now is in there logging minutes in that low post. Stejčková missed that jumper. And Svitsina just trying to get past the defense there. Loses the ball out of bounds. And just off of her fingertips, went out of bounds.
Something we haven't mentioned is there's no Teresa Vorolova for the Czech Republic today. She's sick. She's not playing, so back injury. And so Hindrakova comes in for the first time. She's not seen a lot of minutes. The number 24.
Well, Stepanova missed that. Well, Hindrakova, I seem to remember having a good EuroBasket a couple years ago for the Czechs. And the ball goes out of bounds. And it goes back over to Belarus.
Yeah, it's an interesting Czech lineup. You know, Stepanova and Hindrakova have hardly played in the opening group, but they're out there right now. Already started the second quarter. Team's been doing well. They're getting good minutes with those players on the floor and staying in contention.
Personal foul. Team Czech Republic number 4, Jana Vesela.
So 2 fouls now on Vesela, as well as 2 fouls on Hanyasova, who've gone out for the Czechs. So they've got a little bit of, I wouldn't say foul trouble, but certainly they don't want to pick up either one.
And this is why Stepanova has sort of forced her way into the rotation because of the foul trouble. They always seem to get themselves in on the inside.
Well, Belarus are making some plays in their passing game that are just, we just haven't seen. We didn't see it in Romania. That's just a needless turnover. And right now they've got 7 turnovers already for the game. Hindrakova, good! And Hindrakova comes out, first basket, and puts the Czechs back in front. There was a grimace from the Belarus coach on that last timeout. Hindrakova pushed Liktorovic without question. Trojna is coming in for Belarus. We haven't seen her yet. She's a veteran. Wonder why you make a foul like that, where you don't really have that much to gain unless the referee calls the other player out of bounds. And it's obvious they're going to call the foul.
It's when it's almost too much energy. You know, Hindrakova hasn't played a lot of minutes. She's desperate to make an impression, and she's just too energetic and can't slow down as the player catches the ball.
Watch this. They're forcing it inside. And I have to say, with Bergrova now,
it's 2
on her as well.
Now, these are the problems the Czechs have. Bergrova 2, Vesela 2, Hanyashova 2. That's their 3 primary inside players right there.
And that's what having a player like Lashenka will do to you. She will just collect foul after foul. Outside to Harding. Good! She is on fire today. Harding has now got 13 points.
Fantastic play from Harding. First ever naturalized player for Belarus, and she's shown why. They went with her.
Well, Bortolova tries to answer with the 3. Vesela keeps it alive. Ball goes out of bounds. The Czechs will retain possession. And bounds it goes to Vesela. She misses, then gets the rebound, puts it back up and in. That's classic Vesela right there. She's long, and she's going to attack the boards. She knows how to make plays. Hindrakova pushing Liktorovic out, and I really like the physicality that the Czechs are bringing to the game.
Be careful now. Still a long time to go. They've got 14 fouls.
Liktorovic, how in the world? And she may have gotten away with a push there. Certainly there was contact. Popova is going to come back in, or Boyovsky, one of them. I don't think he's allowed. He goes back over to the bench. And from the corner, Hanyasova, she missed. She looked like she caught some backboard there before. But right now, Belarus just with a slender lead. There, Mainka. She gets it to Lashenka. Beautiful bounce pass from Troina, but she wisely pulled up because the Czechs rotated. Now back to Lashenka, and she got killed by Hendrikova. Well, that's an easy call from the referee. Hendrikova doesn't like it, but that's
and that's where they play with great energy, aggression, and like you were saying, but there's 3 seconds to go on a shot clock. You can't afford to commit a foul now when you're in team foul, and that's going to send Belarus to the line. It's like a standard game for the Czechs. They're doing well, positive play, but the foul problems are really. It's going to affect the game in somehow, either the rotation of players or having to go to different lineups that they're not used to, because already Vesela 2, Hanyashova 2, Begrova 2, one of them's he's going to have to rotate those players, Vlasic, and try not to have them commit their third before the half. So this final 4.5 minutes or so now is a really crucial time for the Czech Republic. If they can stay within touching distance now, or even tie or take a lead going into the second half, they'll be really, really pleased.
The main point right now is how do you continue to defend against the low post? I mean, you can pick your poison and perhaps not put as much pressure on the jump shooters.
Yeah.
Although that's often backfired against opponents in Oradea.
Yeah.
And so you collapse on Lashenka, and if you can't control her, but this is where you can't give away silly fouls.
No, and that's absolutely true. And this is why Belarus are doing so well, because of their ability to shoot the ball from the perimeter. You've got Lashenka on the inside. If you do double on her, the other thing that we haven't talked, what a great passer out of the low post she is. She really is, top draw. She's an elite level player, and not forcing on the inside, kicking it out to people that they can make shots.
So Lashenka is coming out of the game after giving her team a 31-27 lead, and it's interesting how Boyovsky is giving his star player a breather here.
Yeah, because that's one way you slow her down. You get her out. So crucial time of the game, like we said, and yet she's not on the floor.
But it's also important now for the Czechs to take advantage. Bortolova cross court, and Hanyasova fumbles it out of bounds. So Bartonova is going to come back into the game for Bortolova. You don't want to see that turnover from your point guard. And really, Bartonova played well anyway when she was in, so you need to get her back into the game.
I think she's a better defender as well on Harding, so she might not be as creative offensively as Bortolova, but she's definitely better on this end.
Well, Harding is going to put it up, and how in the world did she find space? She couldn't knock it down. Vesela now brings it up the floor. Well, she's played at some big clubs in her career. She's played in the WNBA. She's played EuroLeague Women Champions. Elhotova off the back of the rim for Grove. A big, strong rebound from her.
Not to get called for a little push in the back there. For the Czechs, for me, they've got to get Elhotova in the game again. They've got to find a way to get her open. They've got a couple of plays they like to run. Like one where we shoot, she gets it and gives it back to the point guard, comes off a stagger screen. I think they've got to run something for her. She's got 8 points in the early going. She is, a key offensive player.
Well, Vesela from the corner, nope. And Lashenka gets another rebound. Lashenka right now with 8 points and 5 rebounds. Well on her way to maintaining her double-double machine status. Good defense from the Czechs. Elhotova, was that with the block, Hanyasova. And, she got crunched, Vesela, from behind. She got hit so hard from Smitsina that I think Smitsina may have hurt her arm.
It's a poor pass really on the inside from Begrova. Poor Vesela, hospital pass, really. She took it just surrounded by traffic.
Anyasova, nice spin move, got into position to score and missed the shot. That's what frustrates you if you're the coach.
Yeah, that was a great move.
Lushenka sprays the ball out to the corner. 7 on the shot clock. Snitsina for 3. And pushing off was Lushenka. And so that is her second foul. No, no, that's not right.
No.
It's Elhot.
Lushenka's
yeah, second foul, yeah.
It's the wrong number 11 up, but it was a good box out from Bogrova that time. She faced Lushenka. She didn't allow her to get the rebound. And, Lushenka just pushed her out of the way, trying to fight for it.
Nice pass to Ilhotova, but good defense from Liktorovic. She recovered in time to get a hand in the face. Harding. Oh, she is shifty. Bartanova's trying to stay on her feet. Snitsina for 3. Misses, but Popova gets the rebound.
Can't allow them to get second chance points. Got a rebound if you're the Czech Republic.
And now the ball goes out of bounds from Harding. Another of those passes that we just haven't seen. 1:39 remaining.
I thought this is a good time. Like I say, for me, Elatova's got to get in the game. You know, call a timeout, run something for her. This is the play to try and get her a shot, though.
Well, she's just heard you. She goes right to the basket. What a play from Ilhotova.
Yeah, and that's why they need her to be there. She keeps the scoreboard ticking over. We haven't really seen her even get going with the perimeter shot yet. She's done well in getting to the ring.
Well, she needs to have that element to her game. She's a much more dangerous player now that she's getting to the rack. Snitsina drives, puts it out to Popova. That's something that she can do, but she missed badly. And Lushenka, the rebounding machine, grabs it, and foul was called, or was it? We're going to see. She's asking to make sure, did the ball hit the rim on the Popova three-point attempt? She didn't know if the shot clock should have just remained. And the Belarus coach doesn't like it because it's disrupted his team's rhythm in offense where they were.
Well, I think it's because Lushenka had the ball under the basket.
Yeah.
She's one-on-one against Vesela, who's got foul trouble. You know, it's probably going to be 2 points or a foul.
Snitsina puts up the jumper. Well, justice prevails, eh, Coach?
It's a tough shot.
5 points.
Yeah.
4-point lead. Now Bartanova. Elhotova puts it up, and it's good. Well, you said it. It's Elhotova time. The only difference is maybe she could hear you. She doesn't need to hear from the coach because she's taken over.
And they've done well here, the Czechs. They haven't got in any more foul trouble either. They just need to hold firm for this final 20 seconds.
Bogrova doesn't want to pick one up here at the end of the half, that's for sure. And Bogrova just takes it away. Now the Czechs are going to have the ball with a chance to tie it or take the lead. Bartanova over to Hanyasova, puts up a tough runner, and too bad they couldn't get the Elhotova because she had the hot hand. But Belarus are in a real battle. They go to halftime, clinging really to a 33-31 lead over the Czech Republic.
You said it's been an uncharacteristic performance from Belarus. One we haven't really seen for them, but if it wasn't for Harding, then they may well be struggling here.
%40 for Belarus inside the arc, 46 for the Czech Republic. And Belarus out rebounding the Czechs, which isn't surprising, but the 10 turnovers for Belarus have been costly.
I think the strategy for the Czechs has worked. They've played extremely well defensively. They've gone on the back of Elhotova offensively. She's kind of carried them a little, but you got to say You know, if Lindsay Harding hadn't have been there hitting a couple of jumpers for Belarus, this might be a completely different game. They need to find a way to get their other pieces involved.
33-31. Be sure to stick around for second half action. 33-31, Belarus on top of the Czech Republic, and we're at halftime. And there's been some great play from Lindsay Harding. She's really come out firing today and really given Belarus a much-needed lift. And we just wonder if she wasn't hitting these shots, what would be happening to this team? Clearly, she's got the talent to do it, but as the point guard, she's normally interested in getting the others involved, but she can sense the need, and I think she's right to step up today against the Czechs.
So that shows you the elite level nature that she has. You know, she's, like you said, stepped up when needed, and more importantly, every make of hers be on the outside of the key.
And speaking of stepping up, what about Katerina Elhotova?
Yeah, I mean, I said to you, you know, I thought she was being very good in Group A as well. You know, a couple of games, she really did put them on her back. And a game against the Ukraine where they only just won, they went away from her in the fourth quarter. They were comfortable going into the fourth quarter. The Czech Republic, they'd looked pretty good throughout the game. They just basically took her out of the offense. And then after that, Ukraine chipped away, and it ended up being a one-point game in the end.
Now, what was interesting about that graphic for me on Elhotova was she's always had the reputation as being a dangerous perimeter player. And all of those made shots that we saw, those light basketballs that were placed inside, well, they were inside the arc. They were closer to the basket. She's been scoring on drives. And look at this guy. He's into it, singing into the baguette.
That's a loyal Czech fan.
That's a Czech rocker.
He's also with us in Timošáda. He's made his way across the border as we have into Hungary.
In my opinion, he is the #1 fan. I haven't seen anything quite excellent like that.
He's entertaining the crowd, that's for sure. Well, not really these black people, but the other side.
There they go. But I think those are his buddies. Oh no, those are those are Czechs. Look at that. Now the basketball intelligence of that fan must be very high. What do you think? He must be here with, is he a fan, maybe related to the players or something?
Yeah, he was in Timošáda. Yeah. There was a small group of Czech fans, and they've all made that way over here.
Or he just likes AC/DC. Let's listen to what Anatoly has to say.
Сразу бросай. Поэтому, если чуть задерживаешься, чуть задержка, уже рука должна быть вверху. И кто остается с 11-м, уже руку держать все время против.
Between Greece and France at 8:30 p.m. A mérkőzés után jön a záró találkozó a Görögország Franciaország mérkőzés 20 óra 30 perctől. Maradjanak akkor is.
Well, Veremeyuka's been pretty quiet so far. She's got 5 points, but just a couple of rebounds, and Lashenka well on her way to being a double-double player again today. 8 points, 8 rebounds. Who might we see emerge in the second half, I wonder?
As we saw really in the first game, an underwhelming performance, but the quality that the Belarusians have shown up to this point, you expect to come through later on in this game, and that's where, you know, the second half is going to be the difficult part for the Czech Republic, a team which, as I said, has put together good first half performances before, but hasn't really put together that full 40 minutes yet.
Well, hello everyone, welcome back to the EuroBasket Women 2015 Group E game here between Belarus and the Czech Republic. Belarus unbeaten, and Liktorovic puts up a 3 initially, and I like the Czechs' approach for the entire game, and they come out and assert themselves on the boards from the off. Portalova. And now we see Portalova dancing around up top. She's going to put up a 3. And that was off the backhand. Lashenka just goes up with those big paws and takes that ball down.
It's the type of offense the Czechs can't have. You know, they need to move the ball.
Yeah.
Hanyashova didn't get a touch. Elhotova didn't get a touch.
You can see they're shooting just 22% from three-point range. Veremeyuka drives in, and look at Lashenka just crash the boards again.
That's why she is the only player in this tournament to average a double-double in the first round.
And she's got 10 rebounds and 10 points. Oh, Hotova is just class. I have to say, this has to be quite possibly the best performance of Hotova ever in a Czech shirt that I've seen, considering the stakes, considering the opposition.
Yeah, and like I said, the key, the Czechs have to now say that she's their leader and go to her during crunch time. She has to get touches.
Viktorovich guarded by Hotova. Now they feed Lashenka. What a quality move. She doesn't make it though. And she did the hard part, but she didn't get it to go in. Now you have Vesela drives in, puts it up off the glass and misses. And Yasova there for the rebound, but misses. And Lashenka just collects another rebound. She just collects them like they're going out of style. Now she's got it on the low block. Bounce pass to Harding. Harding puts it up and in. Boy, she is silky smooth today.
She just doesn't miss it. She's so efficient, Harding. And that combo, Harding and Lashenka, is really a class above anything the Czechs have, you know, maybe outside of Hotova at the moment.
Oh, Vermaika reached in there, knocked it away. Snetsina dived on the floor. You hear Boyovsky shouting to get after it. And now Blazek is upset over there on the Czech bench, almost turning it over. That'll cost them the jump ball possession arrow. Double-double. That's not Hotova, it's Lashenka. Now Vesela. And Yasova has the shot blocked by Vermaika. Well, Vermaika just does those things. You gotta watch her. She's anywhere close to you. And Lashenka gets it, and offensive foul called on Lashenka. What do you think about that call? Look at this. I'm not understanding that, because she just went up. I mean, it was just incidental contact, maybe?
Yeah, it's one
there was definitely contact.
Yeah, it's not Lashenka's fault though. She's that, you know, she's strong and she took a hit and knocked Vesela over because they were both going forward for the ball. Now Lashenka's had to go out. That's 3 fouls on her. So how long will she sit?
Ball goes out of bounds. What it's interesting though is Hanyasova comes out and Stepanova comes back in. That again, you speak to the versatility of Vesela to be able to drop down and compete against Lashenka. Because she's really more of a three, isn't she? Hotova! Well, I said it before, the best game I've ever seen her play, and I just want to put an exclamation mark on that statement. She is just taking over for the Czechs.
Absolutely great. First time really she's got any space beyond the three-point line.
Popova back to Vermaika. Now Vermaika sensing the need, and she steps in, puts it up. Look at the tough rebound from Popova.
They're the type of plays that win you a game, though.
Absolutely.
You know, the Czechs are starting to find their inspiration. They're starting to find some motivation. Your star player's just got in foul trouble and gone out, and you're going to grab a rebound like that, give your team another chance.
And now she's going to put up a jumper, and she's going to miss it. Stepanova, meanwhile, picked up the foul, and now a foul has been called on Snetsina.
Czechs needs run another play for Hotova now. Try and put her in that horn set, perhaps, where she comes off the flare screen. See if they can give her some room.
Yeah, now you coach, and when you have a player that is in the type of rhythm right now that Hotova is, do you tell your players, listen, give her a touch, or you just design the play?
No, you would call a play that basically tries to get them a shot. You have to hope that they're not going to force it like that right there. You know, she didn't force the shot. She goes to the inside. But you want to go back to the hot hand. Give her lots of touches because she's creating all of the offense for you right now.
Well, Harding drives in and puts it up and in. And a three-point play. And really right now, it's the Lindsay Harding and Katarina Hotova show.
Wow, there's some individual brilliance on either end because that is an absolutely fantastic move off the drive from Harding. She crossed over right to left, left to right. Blink of an eye, just left two defenders standing. Superb ball handling, superb play from her.
You can see why she was such a huge hit in her younger years, and she was the #1 pick in the WNBA in 2007. She's still got the moves. Fortunova. Grova passes out. Elhotova, the pass was for her. Good defensive pressure that time from Liktorovic. She thought she had forced the turnover. And I'm amazed because I remember looking at the box score of the EuroLeague women final, and Elhotova hardly played in the final for Prague. She looks like an absolute stud. Now Snitsina brings it across midcourt. Pass inside, and Vermeika puts it up and in. Great hustle, and a rare case of the Czechs falling asleep. Another look at it, and look at Vermeika run the court. Timeout.
Маша, если Настя...
18 points for Elhotova. Hard to imagine that.
Fall or get hit. We got to step up. Somebody.
Belarus. И там чуть раньше.
Ed Harding saying somebody's got to step up. We got to step up somebody. Well, she's stepping up. I don't know why she's saying it. She might as well be saying we needed somebody to step up, so I've stepped up.
I think she's talking on the defensive end as well.
Okay.
Trying to take away that threat of Hotova.
Hey, it's been a great EuroBasket women so far. Bartonova looks for some space. Finds Begrova. Begrova, just what a quality move. She just left Vermeika stuck. Look at this. Watch the move. Beautiful basketball.
Yeah, great low post play from her. We haven't seen a lot on the inside for Czech Republic. You know, Hanyashova been very quiet as well. 1 of 7 from the field. She sits on the bench.
What a quality play. We saw Vermeika get down on the fast break. And even though she had a lapse defensively, she comes down and hits the three-pointer. She is gradually getting back to where she was. Well, long attempt from Stechkalova, misses, but...
Stechkalova is one of those players, when you put on the floor, you know what she's going to do. Every time she gets the opportunity, it's going up. And some games, she's going to give you great production. Other games, like she's been so far in this one, she might take a couple of crazy shots. She might not help, you know, so you have to manage the minutes. And that's exactly what Coach Plasic's doing right now. He's going with her. So, okay, can you get hot? Can you give us some scoring to give us a punch? If not, she's going to come out pretty soon.
Harding, back to Lashanka. Troina for 3. And the ball over to Bartonova. That's what she's known for, Troina, is her ability to knock in the 3 ball. And Elhotova, she's in the zone right now. Look at her. She's dancing around. Good play from Belarus to deny. And Popova comes out and makes things difficult for Vesela. And Stechkalova misses another one. Now quickly Harding, Belarus. Harding wanted to make that pass to Liktorovic. Troina for 3. And misses for the 2nd consecutive time.
Dangerous ploy from the Czechs. They're giving up the 3-point shot, but so far they haven't really been hurt by it. Just 4 makes from Belarus. This is Elhotova on that flare. There she is.
Elhotova!
It's the same play, and at the same time, you know, that's a poor scouting job from Belarus, though. Every time she comes up to that horn set, she's going to flare off the screen. She's looking for a 3. I know it's coming. They've got to know as well. But credit to her.
Give them your application. Maybe they'll sign you. Now Liktorovic puts up a running hook shot. And Bartonova not able to corral the rebound. Indrakova, the enforcer is going to come in for Steskalova, just like you said. Okay.
Again, crucial time here. Harding goes out. 2-point game, 3:30 to go. Opportunity for the Czechs to take a little spurt here. We'll see if they can get themselves the lead.
Did you see that? You don't see that often. She fumbled the ball away, Torena, before she inbounded it and went over to collect it. Now, Popova, shot clock winding down. She turns, she puts it up and short. A little bit crazy with the shot.
Was down early.
Cecina's going to come back in. Suskova, meanwhile, has come in as well for Harding, giving her a breather. And now a foul called on Torena. Tough call on her, really. It looked like she was the recipient. It wasn't like she fought through the screen, was it?
I think she
kind of got around it.
Pushed up into the person with the ball.
Bartonova, the short jumper. Well, just like that, the Czechs are there. So they're not going away. Now Lashenka backs up against Vesela, and there's just no stopping that. She's either going to make the shot or miss it.
And that's where, because she's such a good passer out of the post, everybody's scared to come help on her.
Hanyasova short. Duskova goes in for the rebound.
Shova's not going for the Czechs at all.
And another chance inside, and this time a foul has been called. So the foul has been called on Vesela, and Troina will go to the line. And the first one is good. Well, the free throw game is very important, without question. Belarus shooting 88%. And the Czechs haven't missed. So the Czechs 4-4 at the line, and Belarus 8 of 9. That's pretty good for both of these teams.
Zone defense. Into man to man.
Indrikova now. Anyasova banks it in.
They need her to get going. She's got double figures every game. Anyasova, sometimes not on great percentages.
What a play. Recognition, but Cecina missed it. Now Bergrova hands it off to Bartonova.
She's got to want it down early again from Bartonova, but she's to the weak side.
And Bartonova left her feet really with nowhere to go. Elhotova was slow getting back down the court that time on offense. I wonder if she needs to come out for a breather here at the end of the third. Tanya, Lindsay Harding.
How good has she been today? I mean, you know, she has great pedigree, but today she has been very, very good indeed. Every time Belarus need a score, it's her.
Great pass and good decision from Bergrova. She just couldn't make it. I mean, she's got, so Harding's got 20 points. Lindsay Harding and Elhotova has 21 points. It's a real shootout between those two.
Personal foul, the Czech Republic. Number 8, Lena Bubrova, third personal foul. Harding second, Captain Olsasho Bubrova. 2 shots, step to Bubash. Jelena Helchenka.
Lashenka adds to her tally. Yeah, I get the feeling what you talked about with Lashenka. You look at the double-double, 13 points, 14 points, 12 rebounds. The Czechs do have all the pieces. They just have to execute.
Yeah, absolutely. So Luchenko, 4th double-double in 5 games now for her. To move the ball now. Too much dribbling going on.
Well, we get it to Bergrova, who spins, and good help from Snitsina, and it leads to the travel from Bergrova. Yeah, in fact, the one double-double that she didn't get, they didn't really need it. So even that's kind of misleading because she very easily could have had a double-double.
Bergrova, for me, she has to be the one that makes contact with Luchenko. Luchenko's got those foul trouble. That foul trouble, remember, she's got 3. She picks up another one, she's out of the game. And twice Bergrova's avoided the contact rather than gone right at her, tried to get that foul.
It's almost as if she's avoided the contact because she doesn't want to get her shot blocked.
Yeah. You got to understand, time and score. You need Luchenko out the game.
Well, here at the end of the quarter, Hanyasova puts it up again, and just like you said, Hanyasova, they need her, and she's answering the call. A couple of big baskets here in the 3rd quarter, and the Czechs trailing 52-48. Look at this again. She banked the other one in. This time, she hit the jumper, and Bergrova hit the deck. And Belarus are leading it, in fact, 52-48 over the Czech Republic.
Both teams shooting pretty well, percentages pretty good, rebounding in favor of Belarus. Obviously, you know, Luchenko is there, just dominating on the glass once again. 20 points. No, Harding has 20, Luchenko has 14 and 12. You know, and for me, again, you talk about play calls, perhaps first possession for the Czechs again. Try to go to Bergrova or whoever it is that's guarding, Luchenko's guarding, or even try and bring her out in a pick and roll. See if you can attack her on the first possession to draw that 4th foul. If you can get her onto 4 fouls, she has to come out. You know, there's no way that Belarus will leave her on the floor 10 minutes to go with 4 fouls. When she's not on the floor, that's when the Czechs can start to make their run. That's when they can be aggressive. That's when they can get, you know, hopefully a small lead in this game.
Is there an argument against that, though, to say we're doing so well? But I guess the fact is that since they're getting the ball inside, you might as well go ahead and pick up the foul. I was thinking because El Hotov has been so effective outside.
No, I agree, but I'm talking 1 or 2 plays.
Yeah.
You know, at the start of the quarter, just go at her, see if you can, see if you can draw that foul. The other way is because El Hotov's been playing so well, perhaps you put her in a pick and roll with Bergrova screening to see what Luchenko does. Because if she steps out and switches, then you've got your best player with the ball guarded by someone with foul problems. She can go at them. The problem for the Czechs is they don't really have that creative player off the dribble in a like Lindsay Harding mold.
Well, Bortolova's the player charged with guarding her, Harding, and now the pass from Snitsina to Luchenko goes out of bounds. She wasn't able to control it. So just putting her under that little bit of pressure. So credit to the Czechs for battling on defense. And a foul, another foul called against Snitsina.
Yeah, you see, with the foul problem, they ran the pick and roll a bit there, and Luchenko just backed off. She doesn't want to pick up the foul here, so maybe it's just going to give room for her to come off and just take jump shots that we know she can make.
Hotova pops outside, puts up a jumper. That's short. She gets it back, and that time puts it up and in.
Just no hesitation, is there? You know, she looks supremely confident, taking even a couple of bad shots today, which we don't usually see her do. And I almost like that, you know, like how aggressive she's been.
See the second chance points for both teams there in the graphic. And now Hendrikova with the rebound. And the Czechs can take the lead with a 3, or they can tie it with a 2. Hendrikova over to Bortolova for the shot clock. And Bortolova, good strong move from her. She went straight at Harding.
First points, Bortolova. She's been quiet, you know, Not really an impact at all. Celebrated her 37th birthday on opening day.
Harding feeds it to Lashenka. And Lashenka just puts it up off the glass. She get a piece of cake.
Oh, it's just beautiful low post play, isn't it?
Did you get a piece of cake from the birthday party?
No, they must have missed. I think they're holding on to mine.
Ah, yes, okay.
Yeah. So no, just beautiful low post play. Opened up, sold the fake, touched it off the glass.
Bergrova spins, puts it up and in, and they're attacking the basket.
Yeah, that's what she's got to do. She needs to be more aggressive. You know, when she gets in the low post, see if she can draw that foul or at least try and score.
Harding to Lashenka. She got Elhotova off her feet, and Lashenka is going to be beside herself. That was a wide open layup. And now Bortolova. Boy, I can't quite believe what I just watched. Well, look at the low post move, the footwork. And that time, maybe she rushed it just a little. 54-54. I don't know about you, but I've had some great games at this EuroBasket Women. There's been a lot of close ones.
I mean, we had the Ukraine in Group A who, you know, would never say die. They went down big in every game. Every game they come back and made something happen late on in the fourth quarter. So highly entertaining to watch. Hendrikova picking up another cheap foul.
She did. But that said, you know, she's playing hard, and you'd rather your team be out there playing good, hard, physical basketball, I think. I mean, she's not a player, really, that is going to, if she fouls out, it's going to kill your chances. Ball goes out of bounds. Harding, another turnover. She just lost her footing. And Hendrikova inbounds with the Bortolova, and see the replay. She must need to wipe off the bottom of her shoes or wipe the court. Bortolova over to Bergrova. Bergrova hits the jump shot. I don't think I've seen the Czechs play this well since 2010.
That was great play from Bortolova again, because it was the play for Elhotova to get the three-point shot at the top. She knew Belarus would read it, so she attacked.
What a play. Now Lindsay Harding and Lashenka. And Bortolova, even on the rebound like that, the Czechs are being aggressive and making Belarus work. And really, they have appeared to have come out with a point to prove tonight. See Buyalski, the coach from Belarus, looking on with a worried look. Stetsina over to Harding. Viktorovich hasn't really been a factor offensively at all today. So Hendrikova has her now. Harding, well, she has been a factor. Wow.
9 of 13 from the field. That's just exquisite.
Bortolova for three. Well, I guess they'll trade that. And just like that, 59-56, the Czech Republic.
Well, we said she hasn't really done anything, Bortolova, but last couple of plays stepped up, and here she goes again ahead of the pack.
Well, Elhotova, I think, reached up and got a hand on that to force the turnover. And the Czechs have been reading all these good things about Belarus, and they're saying, we can play with you. And they've come out. They've got the lead here in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes remaining.
I need a timeout if they score here.
Hamisova passes up the three in a ridiculous foul, but I guess they didn't want to give up the shot.
Veromenka knew she was off balance, so she was kind of sold on the square up there from Hanyashova. She was trying to get out for the jump shot. When Hanyashova attacked her, she knew there was no chance she had of stopping her without fouling.
Ziuskova comes in for Harding, and
Harding's only going to be out probably 56 seconds. Then with about 5 minutes, she'll be back, finish the game. Just give her a blow now, because they know it's going to be a close one down the stretch. They need her.
Bortolova gets it to Bergrova. Will she attack? And she traveled. It looked awkward, that, didn't it? So good job defensively there by Lashenka. That's a missed opportunity for the Czechs. They could have, remember, see the replay. Ziuskova.
She's open, you can't leave her.
Lashenka! Another basket for Yelena Lashenka. 20 points.
It's a huge breakdown. Hanyashova was guarding her on the switch, and she left to run back to somebody else, leaving her just wide open.
Hendrikova drives in, hands it off to Bergrova. Beautiful basketball from the Czechs. And Belarus were out of sorts defensively. They were out of position, no reaction, just standing around. Viktorovich. And an offensive foul called, and there you get the foul on the offensive end from Lashenka. So she now has to go out of the game with Popova coming in.
I like this. It's great coaching.
And I think Lashenka was a little bit hard done by there because you can see Bergrova shoved her from behind.
Great coaching though from Belarus. Harding's gone out. She's got that little breather, and now as Lushenka's had to come out, that's the offense.
But Lushenka's
gone.
still in the game, so he's decided.
So he's gone smaller. Harding's come back to try and take some of that responsibility.
He just figures he can't do without her. And now Lashenka has to be careful. She can't play defense. And Bergrova goes up and extends the lead now to 5, the biggest lead of the game for the Czechs. 4.5 minutes. Viktorovich goes in, and great play again from Eltova. The quick hands, and Boyolski calls a timeout. Right now, the credentials of Belarus are being checked by the Czech Republic.
Spend a long time each day thinking about this, don't you? Fantastic work there.
It just happens.
This is a crucial time of the game for Belarus. Wow, Lechenko's on 4 fouls. They're leaving her on the floor. I would have thought that she would come out for maybe a minute or two. You've got the presence of Harding at the point. She can dominate the ball. Harding can still keep the scoreboard ticking over. I don't think they lose that much without Lechenko on the floor for like 2 minutes. Bring her back at the stretch. If she fouls out now, you've got to say that's going to be a huge lift for the Czechs. The Czechs are looking at it as a positive. They'll take motivation, they'll take confidence from it.
Talk to me about, look at this, 30 points in the paint for the Czech Republic, 24 for Belarus, and I just would have expected Belarus to have been superior in that regard, but talk about the mental toughness of the Czech Republic. I mean, they have really stepped up to the plate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even the Czechs themselves said coming into the opening game they weren't ready. They didn't play well. They haven't got great balance. They haven't got great feeling within the team, and they knew they were going to have to work, and they've got better each game. This is by far their best performance.
A foul called on Elhotova. She raised her arms. Now, that's only the 3rd foul. She raised her arms in the rule, I guess, when she was pushing. Popova takes the inbounds pass, but, well, Lindsey Harding has been the player all game for the for Belarus. Well, now we're going to see Znitsina put up a 3. And over to Portalova, 2-on-1 fast break, and Hanyasova goes up and draws the foul from Harding. And that means free throws, and the Czechs have been perfect at the line today. They've only taken 4 free throws, but they've made them all. Good call by the ref.
Hanyashova gets the double figures.
So now Lashenka will come out, in fact, Harding at that sort of foul situation.
Yeah.
So Firmenka comes in, and in a way, it feels like the Czechs feel comfortable, and they're starting to pull away.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is quite a turn of events for Belarus.
It's about the defense. The defense has been good for them. They feel comfortable. Apart from Harding, no one really has caused the major problems.
And they're contesting those passes.
Again, the rotation, very good. Hanyashova cuts off the baseline and then recovers to make the catch a difficult one.
Well, kudos to Lubor Blazek.
Yep.
He's prepared the team well.
Go to Elitova here for 3. Could really change the game.
The Czechs in no rush, really, but Hendrikova over to Portalova. Yeah, find Elhotova. Portalova, passed up perhaps an easy one, but Hanyasova missed it. I guess the only good thing is you lost about seconds or so off the shot clock there, off the game clock.
A great offense for the Czechs. They'll take that shot all day. Hanyashova has proved she can make that, but just happened to miss that one.
Liktarovic inside. And I think Belarus maybe got a stroke of good fortune that time. Because the ball, I thought that the ball had actually gone off of a Belarus player. But the referee's closer to the action than I am. And inside it goes, and Bergrova now fouls Lishenko, and that's a play that they will accept Belarus because the clock will stop. Lishenko will get some free throws.
Yeah, fourth foul on Bergrova as well. She was just caught in position, but the Czechs have done a good job. If you consider Vesela had 3, Hanyashova had 3, Bergrova had 3 at the end of the first half. That's the first foul from any of those 3. So now, they've got the depth. Vesela's still on the bench. She can come back in if Bergrova does foul out.
Lishenko only makes 1 of 2.
So it was a good foul because it would have been a certain 2.
Elhotova drives in, puts it up and in! Well, she is the MVP of the game for me. The Czechs. She has just been almost flawless today. Snitsina for 3, drills one, that's an important one. That comes from the where have you been all game department. 67-62. 2:47 remaining. Now Belarus just needs to stop. Need to get it back. Vermienka playing D on Hanyashova, way away from the basket. And Hendrikova drives in, misses the shot. Maybe not the play the Czechs needed. Need to find number 11, Elhotova. Snitsina. Vermienka. And Vermienka had the shot she wanted, but didn't convert.
Smart play here for the Czechs. Take their time, bring it down. No rush. Time's ticking away. Time is on their side.
Portalova. And has the ball knocked out of her hands. Well, the Czech Republic are going to call a timeout with 2:01 remaining, leading by 5. They've got 5 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah, this is where you earn your paycheck as a coach. You got to draw up a play. You got 5 seconds. Get your team a clean look somehow. Whatever you're going to do, try and get them something. A score here is a crucial one. Any score will make it a 3-possession game. And so 3 possessions, you have to go scoreless, and Belarus have to score with only 2 minutes to go. Time gets really, really short for you then. So yeah, if they can get something here, the Czechs.
25 points you saw there on the graphic for Elhotova, 22 for Harding.
You've got to know the scout on her as well. Her previous basket where she gets all the way to the ring. When she catches it on the wing, she loves to go to the baseline. She loves to go to the baseline and pull up or get all the way to the ring and finish. You've got to know, you have to force her to the middle every time. And she's been able to do that, 3-4 times today, just blaze to the baseline and lay it up with no rotation.
Yeah, none at all.
She's going to probably screen here for Hanyashova and then pop high Elhotova, so watch out for her.
This is going to get it to Portalova. She's going to hit a shot right over Harding. And timeout had been asked for by Boyovsky, so the timeout, 7-point deficit.
That's a big call right there. Portalova has done very little in this game apart from almost back-to-back baskets, and they're going to go to her down the end of a shot clock. You've got the surprise element that thinking Elhotova going to be the one the shot goes for, but it pays off. That's why Portalova is in the team, having just turned 37 right there.
Well, she's played well in money time here in the second half. She's played with a lot more composure than she did in the first half.
For the Czechs, two stops. That's the game. You get 2 stops and you win. I don't think many people gave them too much hope coming into this one.
Myself included.
And we have to say that you know, they come in behind the pack because they don't carry any victories forward. This is a huge win for them and really does change things around. The teams ahead of them thinking they're comfortable because, you know, they're kind of crossing them off as being one of the two teams that won't qualify. Now they're going to have to try and get wins. Now the pressure is back on them.
Well, let's see what Bujowski has drawn up here. Coming out of the timeout, Snitsina puts up a jumper. Go! Boy, that was clutch.
It's a big shot. She went quickly. She went early. And that hand in the face, but very, very tough.
Now Vessel's going to burn some clock. Hands it over to Hanyasova. Portalova, who just hit that jumper the previous trip down for the Czechs. Oh, they hit Bergrova. And Bergrova called for a charge. That was well constructed, but now she has fouled out of the game. So she's lasted a good long while. And she's looking at it like, so what do you think about that?
No, sorry. There's no way because you can tell it's not charged because the circle's there and you have to have your feet outside the circle. Well, we don't know whether Tsitsina had her feet outside the circle because one foot was still moving. So if the feet aren't planted outside the circle, can't be a charge for me.
Ball back to a break for Belarus, perhaps. Inside now, and Lashenka tries to take advantage with Bergrova being off the court, though, and can't get it done.
There's one stop the Czechs need. They need one more to seal the game, in my mind.
See the rebounding there for both teams. Harding with the foul. So now the free throw game. And they've been perfect so far, but not that time.
Small window of hope. It's a two-possession game, you know, and Belarus can shoot it as well as anybody in this tournament.
Yeah, they have the ability to make crazy plays as well. You never count them out. Timeout with 1:09 remaining. It's a thriller in Debrecen. That's why you come to Hungary.
The question is 1:09 remaining. If you're Belarus, you go 3 or 2 here, you know, on the play. You advance the ball. It's your last timeout that you've just called. I mean, we can get a good insight there. I'm interested to see. They just got to go quickly for me. Maybe give a look at a 3, run some action, where if you're open, you take it. If not, just have Harding attack and go one-on-one.
I'm going first.
Belarus.
Okay, well, really the most interesting of developments there. There's the top Czech fan with the Santa Claus hat and the drums. Yes, it is June. And Lindsay Harding is going to inbound it. Slitsina, no. She does get it in time to Likarovic. And Likarovic drives in. Boy, that is a tough, tough shot. How in the world did she make that basket?
Yeah, good play. We said they just need a quick score. So they attacked, they got the basket, the bonuses, they've gone to the line as well, so it could turn into a 3-pointer. You know, put them within 3, and now the pressure's on again for Czech Republic.
Well, free throw is made, so now it's a 3-point game. And now it comes down to execution for the Czech Republic. They've played so well in this game. The question is, can they close it out? Well, it would be a devastating defeat for them. Portalova. 5 on the shot clock. Portalova Looks for an opening. She's going to have to chuck one up there. She does, and a charge has been called. And I think the laugh of irony there, she's saying that she doesn't agree with it. But whatever player does agree with the call.
I mean, it's the same thing for the Czechs. You know, the stop is the most important thing. They need to forget that play, right or wrong, doesn't matter. One more stop here, still really, you know, they're in the driver's seat.
An offensive foul on Firmainka. And interestingly, Stechkolova, the player that you've been waiting to hit those jump shots, comes out and makes a play on defense.
Yeah, you know, I'd say that's Sitsina's fault right there. She left too early before, you know, the screen can be set, and that's why it's an illegal pick. Foul, surely.
Portalova brings it across midcourt. Over to Lahotova.
The Czechs score now, game's done. They're not going to foul.
Vesela gets it in, and Vesela's pass was telegraphed. Now 13 seconds. Are they going to attempt a three? Yes, they are. Harding. Count it! Belarus have knotted the game yet again. It's 70-70. And you knew if there's one play for the Czech Republic, one play you can't leave open is Harding, especially after the game she had today. A mental breakdown for the Czechs at the worst possible time.
It's a three-point game.
Why
are you worried about a player rolling to the basket? A three-point game, you run them off the three-point line. You give up a two. Even if they score a two, it's still your possession. 10 seconds to go, you inbound, you make two free throws, you win. You know,
or even that, you know, most coaches in that situation will foul.
Yeah.
And you put them on the line, then you have the ball.
There wasn't a timeout for the coaches to discuss the strategy in that way. You know, maybe so yeah, you're absolutely right. Players can be aware. They should know that they have the opportunity to foul and send Belarus to the line. But you can't let somebody with less than 10 seconds to go come off a pick and roll and be that open.
Now we have the prospect of the Czechs hitting a go-ahead basket. And just as a reminder, Belarus have been in this position before. They were knotted late. Italy had the ball in their first game. Italy went down, made a shot with 6.8 seconds left, and then Belarus came back in a crazy finish and tied it to force overtime at the buzzer. And what do we have now? You know, with the type of game Lahotova has, I would be shocked if she doesn't have the ball in her hands.
You've got to make sure if you're the Czechs, Belarus don't get a shot. That's got to be the most important thing. Hold it out, wait here.
There she goes. She's going to shake and bake. She's going to give to Hanyasova. Count it! At the buzzer! You live by the last second shot. You die by it. This time Belarus have fallen in a stunning game to the Czech Republic. What a stud! What a shot from Hanyasova.
Wow, we said through the game she's got range. We said through the game she's going to reach double figures. That put her to 11, and she seems more shocked than anybody else about making that. What a finish to the game.
The ramifications of this win for the Czech Republic, it has now put them on track to get to the quarterfinals. It certainly has helped them. They came in with no wins from the first. Here, take a look at that. And really, she was well guarded. Lashenka was the perfect person.
You got to give credit to Lahotova as well. You know, she puts it on the floor, the pass, the timing, the accuracy, pinpoint. Hanyasova, you know, she could catch it and shoot all in one motion, and what a game.
This is what it's all about, folks. The EuroBasket women, the Czech Republic winning it 73-70. Well, you look at the stats, Lloyd, and really, I'm not sure. I'm so excited by what happened. I can't think about these things right now. The three-pointer, I mean, the Czechs did shoot the ball well. Lahotova clearly was the star. Harding stepped up and hit the three for Belarus, and it looked like at that moment the momentum had swung. But we talked about the mental toughness of the Czech Republic throughout. Vesela there with the 8 rebounds. And even in that difficult scenario, they were able to go over there in the timeout, hold it together, and come out and get a big win.
Yeah, well, credit to the Czech Republic. We said, you know, this is an experienced group. They've been there, they've done it before. They've made 5 of the last 6 quarterfinals at the European Championships, and you know, who knows? They probably would have been long odds to make it coming into this game, but they've given themselves a chance here, and they've just really thrown Group E into a whirlwind now with this victory.
That's the final, 73-70. The Czech Republic win it over Belarus. Thanks for watching, everybody.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 és 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Itt vagyok a falnál. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jó lesz? 1, 2, 3, 4. Most jól tartom, mint a normális műsorvezető. A idióta műsorvezető így tartja. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Én most kicsit melkosnál van direkt, hogy ezt is be tudsz génezni esetleg, hogyha gebasszos. Jó, oké, jó, mindegy, csak mutattam a két változatot, hogy így normálisan beszél bele, így meg melkasnál van lent. Jó, persze, jó van, oké. Na, működik ez a lényeg, kösz, oké. Menedzselem akkor.